I would start to thank Luís Campos. He's the data modernization lead of EMEA from AWS, Amazon Web Services, and we will have his presentation first remotely, and we will follow with the question after.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. Good morning, bon dia, and welcome to the AWS session. My name is Luís Campos, and I'm based in Amsterdam. I lead data and analytics modernization for AWS in the European, Middle East, and African markets. Today, I'm going to take you through some of our key creations that are enabling organizations of all sizes from all around the globe to innovate by processing data at a global scale. First, I'm happy to share that we are considered by Gartner as the cloud leader for the 10th consecutive year. This is Gartner's Magic Quadrant on cloud infrastructure and platform services. Gartner recognizes AWS as a very strong performer in most Gartner use cases and a strong candidate for hybrid cloud and edge computing. Our customer base is global, and also our customers' users. We deliver a fast and secure network, but we also continue to invest in our global presence. Just to give you some numbers, our presence is comprised of 25 regions with 80 availability zones. Between regions, availability zones, but also other points of presence like local zones, wavelength zones, which are 5G enabled, and direct connection, we have a total of more than 230 points of presence worldwide. Each region has two independent, fully redundant transit centers that will allow traffic to cross the AWS region and connect to the global network. Each region has multiple availability zones, or AZs for short, which are connected between themselves and also to both transit centers. So each AZ in turn has multiple physically separated data centers with redundant power, redundant network, connectivity, and buildings. So this is a very important investment that AWS makes to provide the most robust cloud infrastructure. By comparison, some cloud providers claim to have over 60 regions, yet most of the regions have no AZs and just one data center. So it's not comparable to the multi-AZ, multi-data center AWS region. So a nomenclature here is very important to understand our commitment into a global presence. So the strategy behind our entire portfolio of networking services is to deliver a secure, reliable, and performant experience for our customers, users, and engineers, regardless of their location, whether they are connecting from the data center, branch locations, edge locations, home offices, or on the go. We have also the broadest choice of computing architectures. Our longest standing processor choice is Intel since 2006, with whom we have a long-term partnership. AMD, which we launched 3 years ago, is seeing strong adoption among AWS customers. Finally, AWS Graviton, which is our own processor, launched in 2018 and has ignited the ARM ecosystem. We continue to be the only cloud provider to offer ARM-based workloads that you can buy today. Now let's look at our choice of accelerators for machine learning workloads. We have been working hard with NVIDIA to bring the most advanced and highest performance GPU technology to the cloud. We've also recently announced the general availability of our own inference chip called AWS Inferentia, which can be found on our Inf1 instances. This new instance transforms the economics of hyperscale machine learning applications by offering high performance and low cost of inference to any type of compute instance. So, in sum, an unparalleled global scale, robust networking presence, a variety of processing architectures, and thousands of other innovations create a massive opportunity to process data on AWS cloud services. The opportunity is here. Whoever leverages these advantages will unlock new data value chains and will accelerate innovation. The chance to work with AWS to establish a solid data strategy is one of the many reasons why customers come to us. A bulletproof data strategy is the foundation for transformation and innovation through technologies like analytics and machine learning. So to help our customers with this transformation, there are three key phases that we look at the journey to becoming more data-driven. The first step is to modernize data infrastructure and get off of on-premises rigid data systems, move on to modern cloud data infrastructure. We have several different programs to help organizations achieve this, programs like Database Freedom and Migration Acceleration Program. The second phase is liberating the data by moving it to a lakehouse architecture in order to break down data silos and make data more accessible to everyone who needs it. And finally, the third is to innovate using AI and machine learning once data gets democratized. Across the board, organizations are looking to use data to make better decisions and to make them quickly. To achieve this, our customers are implementing a lakehouse architecture on AWS, as I've mentioned before. The lakehouse architecture connects your data lake, your data warehouse, and all your other purpose-built services into a coherent whole. To move their data between these systems, we use AWS Glue, our serverless data integration service. But the most interesting aspect of the lakehouse architecture is that customers can query data without having to move data around the perimeter or from and to the data lake. This puts tremendous power on the fingertips of data analysts, but also business users. And finally, AWS offers Lake Formation, which is a free of charge tool to create and manage security and governance of all data, regardless of whether this data sits in the data lake or in purpose-built data stores. AWS Lake Formation helps you build these data lakes in days instead of months, which is a significant difference in terms of the speed at which our customers can innovate. Amazon Group has been applying ML in areas such as personalization and supply chain for more than 20 years. So machine learning is an integral part of Amazon. We use ML throughout our fulfillment process, including developing a forecast system that can predict the appropriate amount of demand for each product. We've also developed natural language processing technology to give consumers an entirely new way to interact with technology through Alexa. We also have created groundbreaking technology with autonomous flight via prime air drones and using robotics in our fulfillment centers to get packages to consumers as fast as possible. So AWS is not just a provider of groundbreaking technology, but also a partner of many organizations' transformation journey, including Amazon.com, as we've seen before. We have seen and we have been working hard to innovate and scale at the global level. The hundreds of thousands of customers that use AWS are now able to increase agility and innovate because we work side by side with them, re-architecting for the cloud. Whatever we do, it always starts with our customer's vision, and then we work backwards from those goals and have been able to help companies implement solutions in every areas, from AI ML to real-time decision support systems in all major industry segments. That was all from me today. don't hesitate to contact any of us at AWS or go to our website at aws.amazon.com. Thank you for your time today, and thank you very much for Anacom for the invitation to this conference.
Thank you, Luís. It was great to hear how AWS is actually taking innovation to the next step. And my question, I know that you have for appointments down the timeline today. So I will forward you a question that I was having here after seeing your presentation. And that would be, according to you, to the AWS, what would be the key data technologies that will be relevant or most important in the next years, let's say 5 years?
Yes, that's a very interesting question, and one that most people that work in this area constantly try to predict. But I would say that if we look at the power of machine learning and how we have been working hard to democratize it, taking and embedding machine learning to more and more applications and making it available to more and more developers is definitely a big trend, not just for the next 5 years, I would say at least for the next 10 years. One of those examples is BI tools that will be able to forecast, which will be able to give you in natural language reporting, sometimes instead of just graphical representations or even numbers. But also the ability of people to do forecasting or do translation using what we call AI services without even having to program anything, just use them out of the box. So democratizing machine learning is definitely a big trend and a data trend for the next 5 years. The other one would be more in terms of the infrastructure side, and that is serverless computing. So more and more teams across the globe are undersized because they want to be able to focus on what matters for their businesses. And so what we see out there is that less people from organizations want to manage more data and they want to do more things, but they do not want to manage infrastructure. So we have been releasing more and more services which are serverless, which means that the service is used exactly like you consume energy from an power outlet, where you just connect whatever device you want, you use energy, and then you disconnect. We already have several services like this, and we're going to continue to expand, and we're seeing other cloud providers doing the same. So serverless computing is going to be a bigger trend for the future. And finally, I think there's something which hasn't been explored completely, and that is real-time data processing. We see a lot of technologies on real-time data processing, but they work from the outside in on the organizations. So organizations have been challenged to absorb data in real time, but they haven't yet changed their processes in order to be able to produce data in real time and to share data in real time internally, sort of a process optimization. So we see that as a big trend, and we see big companies, and especially in the Netherlands, I see a lot of those projects popping up, where companies are looking to create data hubs or even architectures as data mesh that will enable people to have all sorts of data that they have access to instantly internally in the organization.
Oh, thank you so much, Luís. It was great to have a glimpse of what's coming next and what we have to work for. We'll keep having AWS under our observation platform to know how we can profit from your lead and your technology. I hope to be able to talk to you in more detail sometime down the path, but thank you again, and have a very nice day.
Thank you for having me, and have a fantastic second day of this conference. Thank you.